Welcome to UK News Times. My name is John Z. Coover. Let's check the latest news headline. As economic pain deepens, protesters pushing back on UAE's stay-at-home orders. President opens 4 key energy projects near Tehran. Virus detection device proves its scientific capacity, IRGC spokesman. Iran, China condemn illegal US sanctions that fight against virus. That was the headline. We now move on to the news in detail. But before that, there will be a request to like this video. As sweeping stay-at-home orders in 42 US states to combat the coronavirus have shuttered business, disrupted lives, and decimated the economy. Protesters have begun taking to the streets to urge governors to rethink the restrictions. A few dozen protesters, many with young children, gathered in Virginia's state capital of Richmond on Thursday in defiance of Democratic Governor Ralph Northam's mandate. The latest in a series of demonstrations this week around the country. Thousands of Michigan residents blocked traffic in Lansing, the state capital, while protesters in Kentucky disrupted Democratic Governor Andy Beshear's afternoon news briefing on the pandemic. Chanting "We want to work," states including Utah, North Carolina, and Ohio also saw demonstrations this week. And more are planned for the coming days, including in Oregon, Idaho, and Texas. The coronavirus outbreak has killed more than 31,000 Americans, the highest death toll of any country, and public health officials have warned that a premature easing of social distancing orders could exacerbate the pandemic. The demonstrations have unfolded against a political backdrop as the US President Donald Trump, who has repeatedly said he wants to reopen the economy as soon as possible, has clashed with governors over whether he can overrule their stay-at-home orders. In Michigan, where Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer has imposed some of the country's toughest limits on travel and business, some protesters at Operation Gridlock or campaign heads of wave signs supporting Trump. One of the organizers of the demonstration in Lansing, Michelle Maddox, said she was frustrated that much of the media focused on a handful of protesters who gathered on the steps of the Capitol, including militia group members and a man she called a Yahoo holding a Confederate flag, who she said were not part of the rally. She faulted Whitmer for dismissing the event as a partisan rally instead of engaging with the thousands of residents who Maddox said have legitimate questions about the governor's stay-at-home order. Maddox, 52, is among 7 board members of the Republican-aligned Michigan Conservative Coalitions who organized the protest. She is also a board member of the pro-Trump Political Action Committee, or Men for Trump, but she said that the Trump campaign had no involvement in organizing the protest. The Trump campaign has given me no messaging, she said. All I know is that I care about Michigan. I have lived here my whole life and I want to help workers get back to work. Maddox owns all bail bonds in Medford with her husband Matt Maddox, a Republican state representative, and says she has had to lay off 7 people due to coronavirus. She says she had received calls from people in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and other states asking for advice on planning similar protests. President Hassan Rouhani has opened 4 major energy projects in the province surrounding the capital Tehran. as his government launched an ambitious plan to finish over $3 billion worth of similar projects until the end of the current calendar year in March 2021. Speaking via video conference on Thursday, Rouhani ordered the opening of one power plant and three sewage treatment facilities in four cities near the capital. IRNA news agency said the projectors had costed around 28 trillion rials, which is $175 million, adding that construction for them had been financed by both the government and the private sector. While opening a new steam unit in a parent power plant located to the southeast of Tehran, Rouhani said Iran could benefit from turning its gas-fired power plant to the so-called combined cycle system where the steam is raised through using the exhaust heat from the combustion turbines. He said the government would compensate any private sector investor launching a combined cycle power plant through supplying free natural gas in the early years of operation. To save fuel and protect the environment, it is always recommended that power plant units are turned into combined cycle systems, whether it is possible. Rouhani said construction for the third steam unit in Parent began in 2015. The project will add some 160 megawatts per hour to the current electricity production capacity in the province of Tehran. Nearly $150 million has been spent on the project, which will create 220 permanent jobs and 1,500 more on the wider supply chain. Also on Thursday, Rouhani ordered the opening of the three major sewage treatment facilities in Islamashar, Malad, and Shafadast cities located to the west and south of Tehran. He said his government will finish 500 trillion rials, which is $3.125 billion worth of similar energy projects until March 2021, when the current Persian calendar year comes to ends. The Islamic Revolution Guards Corps IRGC's spokesman hails the scientific prowess of Iranian experts in developing a smart technology for detecting and diagnosing the new coronavirus, saying the device's features are soon to be unveiled in detail at a media event. Brigadier General Ramijan Sharif called the development of the device, which is dubbed Musta, and the own sought for help, a product of Iranian resourcefulness and audacity. The Slim news agency reported on Thursday the production process leading to development of the device, as well as its features and technical capabilities, will be announced in near future in the presence of experts and media representatives, he added. The technology that enables detection of infected surfaces and diagnosis of those carrying the virus within a 100-meter radius in only 5 seconds was inaugurated in Tehran on Wednesday in the presence of Major General Hossein Salami, the elite defense forces chief commander. Speaking at the ceremony, General Salami said the novel and the singular scientific advancement has been brought about by the scientists serving the country's basis volunteer force. The device, Salami explained, generates a magnetic field that screens in surroundings and is fitted with an antenna that points on the direction of infected targets upon detecting them. Describing its plus points, the commander said the technology eliminates the need for blood samples, can also be handled remotely for its targets, is suitable for mass screening purposes, and averts unnecessary disinfection processes. Elsewhere, in his remarks, the IRGC's spokesman said production of Musta'an was owed to successful application of the knowledge-based capacities of the scientific community, adding that it also received the support of the IRGC's basis force. The device enables momentary detection of the virus with 70 to 80% accuracy and has been tested throughout a 10-day-long period across at least 10 hospitals before being unveiled, Sharif said. He called it an indigenous achievement that has come about in the year designated as the Year of Jump in Production, the title assigned to the Iranian New Year by leader of the Islamic Revolution Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Khamenei. The official also pointed to reactions to the innovation by media outlets and networks that are associated with foreign powers. The reactions, he said, are majorly a result of their feeling of weakness, inferiority, and desperation in the face of the Iranians' might and will in resolving what has embroiled not only the Iranian nation but also other nations and societies. Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif has announced Iran and China's condemnation of the US regime's illegal sanction on the Islamic Republic as the country is doing its best to bring under control a deadly outbreak of new coronavirus known as COVID-19. I am very delighted to have spoken to my old friend Wang Yi, China's foreign minister and state counselor. Zarif tweeted in Chinese on Thursday, referring to the phone conversations that took place between the top diplomats a day earlier. I thank China for sending over aid and the medical team to help Iran's confrontation with the coronavirus, and we condemned the illegal US sanctions that act as a big obstacle in the way of Iran's efforts to battle the virus, he added. According to the Iranian foreign minister, the conversation also featured issues of common interest such as deepening of the comprehensive strategic collaboration between the countries and the subject of peace and stability in Afghanistan. Also on Wednesday, Zarif posted another tweet hitting out at the UAE for deciding earlier to halt funding to the World Health Organization amid the pandemic, saying the world might now better realize Tehran's long experience of bearing the brunt of Washington's deadly bullying. The world is learning what Iran has known and experienced all along. US regime is bullying, threatening, and vainglorious blathering is not just an addiction. It kills people, he wrote. Like maximum pressure against Iran, the shameful defunding WHO amid a pandemic will live in infamy, he added. That's all for the newsroom for this moment. Thank you for staying with us.